Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping right into one of the biggest buzzwords in tech, maybe the biggest, AI agents.
So first up, why is this suddenly everywhere? I mean, it feels like you can't scroll through your feed for 5 minutes without hearing about some new agentic workflow that's supposedly going to change the world.
Yeah, you see posts just like this one, right? Stuff like, a task that used to take a human expert is now totally automated. It really makes it feel like we're on the brink of something huge, like 2025 is going to be the year of the AI agent.
Okay, but what does that actually mean? What makes an AI an agent? Because it's for sure more than just a fancy chatbot. So let's break this down. We're going to climb a sort of ladder of AI capability, starting with the stuff you use every day and going all the way up to these futuristic autonomous systems.
All right, let's get into it. First step on the ladder, we're starting with what we all know, what we're all probably using right now.
So think about tools like ChatGPT. This is level 1. At their heart, they're what we call large language models, or LLMs, and they work on a really simple principle. You give them an input, they give you an output. That's it. They're totally passive. They just sit there waiting for you to tell them what to do.
And this right here is the whole ball game. You see the difference? On the left, you've got the passive LLM that just answers your questions. But on the right, that's an active agent. It doesn't just wait for a command, it can actually initiate actions. It doesn't just talk the talk, it walks the walk. It gets stuff done.
Okay, so the most basic kind of agent is what's called a simple reflex agent. Think of it like your thermostat. It's got one job, one rule. If it gets too cold, then turn on the heat. Simple as that. It's just reacting to what's happening right now. The catch? It has zero memory. It can't learn a thing.
So what if we want to give it a memory? Well, that's the next step up, the model-based agent. The perfect example is one of those robot vacuums. It's not just randomly bumping into walls, right? It's building a little map in its head, a model of the room. It remembers where the couch is, it remembers which spots it's already cleaned. It's not making the same dumb mistakes over and over.
Okay, now we're taking a pretty big jump up the ladder. This is where things get really interesting, because we're not just talking about one tool anymore. We're talking about linking a whole bunch of them together to get something complex done.
This is what we call an AI workflow. It's like you're building your own little digital factory. Take this example. Someone drops a video link into a Google Sheet. Boom! That kicks off a whole chain reaction. The video gets sent off to get sliced into short clips. Then ChatGPT jumps in and writes a bunch of catchy titles. And finally, the whole package, clips and titles, gets automatically posted to YouTube, all without a human touching it after that first step. But, and this is a huge but, notice what's happening here. The AI is just following orders. It's on a fixed track that a human designed. You built the highway, the AI is just driving the car down it. The human is still calling all the shots. So this isn't a true agent. Not yet. This is where it gets really cool. What happens when the AI stops just following a pre-made plan and starts figuring out the plan for itself? That's a goal-based agent. A self-driving car is the classic example. You don't give it turn-by-turn directions, right? You just say, take me to the library. You give it the goal, and it has to figure out all the steps, the lefts, the rights, the stops, to make it happen. But what if there are a dozen ways to get to the library? Some are fast, some are scenic, some avoid traffic. How does it choose? That brings us to a utility-based agent. It doesn't just find any way to the goal. It tries to find the best way. So picture a delivery drone. Its goal is simple, deliver the package. But a smart drone is weighing its options. It's thinking, what's the fastest route? What's the safest? Which way uses the least battery? It's looking for the path with the highest utility, the most desirable outcome. And all of this leads us to the very top of the ladder. This is the moment the AI stops being just a tool we use and becomes the actual brain of the operation. This is a true autonomous agent. So what does it take? 3 key things. Number 1, it has to reason. We're not talking about following a script. We're talking about looking at a problem, thinking it through, and coming up with a smart plan all by itself. Number 2, it has to act. A great plan is useless if you can't do anything with it. An agent has to be able to reach out, connect to other apps, use different tools, and actually execute its plan in the digital or even physical world. And number 3, and this one is absolutely critical, it has to iterate. The first try isn't always perfect, right? A true agent knows this. It can look at its own work, see the flaws, and say, nope, not good enough, let's try again. It refines and improves until the job is done right.
And that whole process of iterating, that's how we get to the most powerful type of all, the learning agent. Think about an AI that plays chess. It doesn't just play one game, it plays millions of games,
analyzes every single move, learns from its wins and its losses, and constantly rewrites its own strategy to get better. It's not just doing, it's learning.
Okay, so we've climbed the whole ladder. Let's take a breath and put it all together. What's the bottom line here? What does this all mean for you and me?
This chart pretty much tells the whole story. We started down at the bottom with simple reflex agents that just react to things, and we climbed all the way to the top with learning agents that can actually get smarter on their own. You can really see how each step up is a massive leap in how autonomous these systems are.
Look, if you remember just one thing from all of this, make it this. The real game changer is the shift from seeing AI as a tool to seeing it as a decision maker. That one change in perspective is what unlocks everything else. It's how we get to these incredible systems where you have teams of agents working together to solve really, really hard problems.
But it's also really important to keep one thing in mind, at least for now. This isn't about replacing people. It's about giving us superpowers. These agents are at their absolute best when they're working with a human expert, someone who can steer the ship, check the results, and provide that crucial human insight. And that kind of leaves us with a final really big question, doesn't it? Because this tech is moving so incredibly fast. The conversation is already changing. It's not just about what can we automate anymore. The real question is becoming, now that we have this, what amazing things can we build together?